Join me as I dive into the challenge of investing in high demand areas to see if it's really the secret to financial success. Investing in high demand areas is often touted as a key strategy for achieving financial success, and for good reason. By putting your money into areas that are in high demand, you're likely to see substantial returns on your investment. But what exactly does it mean to invest in a high demand area, and how can you ensure that you're making a smart investment, getting the best return for your money? One of the biggest challenges investors face when trying to identify and invest in high demand areas is market saturation. When an area becomes too popular, prices start to rise and it can be difficult to find a good deal. Another challenge is misinformation. With so many people claiming to have the inside scoop on the next big thing, it can be hard to separate fact from fiction. And then there's the issue of timing. Investing in an area that's just about to experience a downturn can be a recipe for disaster. On top of that, it can be tough to navigate the complex web of local regulations and zoning laws that can impact the demand for certain areas. Add to that the complexity of trying to identify areas that are truly in high demand, and it's no wonder that many investors throw their hands up in frustration. It's not uncommon to see investors pouring money into an area that they think is hot, only to find out it's been oversold or overhyped. And even when you do manage to find an area that seems like it's in high demand, there's always the risk that the bubble will burst, leaving you a property that's worth less than you paid for it, particularly if you spent money on refurbishment and you paid too much in the first place. Despite these challenges, many investors are drawn to the idea of investing in high demand areas because of the potential for big returns. How can you separate the winners from the losers and identify areas that are truly in high demand? One key factor that contributes to an area's high demand is economic growth. When an area is experiencing strong economic growth, it can drive up demand for housing, commercial real estate, and other investments. Another factor is population trends. Areas that are experiencing rapid growth or gentrification are often in high demand. We've seen this in London in many areas. Infrastructure development is another important consideration. Areas with good transportation links, schools and other amenities tend to be more desirable to investors and residents alike. So you get when there's an extension to, for example, the Docklands Light Railway, you find that properties in that area will increase in value because of the increased accessibility to the public network, transport network. But economic growth, population trends and infrastructure development are just a few of the many factors that can contribute to an area's high demand. Demographic shifts, changes in local regulations and even global events can all play a role in driving up demand for certain areas. And of course, there's always the X factor, the intangible quality that makes one area more desirable than another. So how can you use this information to make smart investment decisions? One way is to look at real-life success stories, areas that have experienced rapid growth and high demand, and see what factors contributed to their success. For example, consider the case of a small town that was once a hidden gem but is now a popular tourist destination. So you could take Rye in Sussex as an example. What factors drove up demand for housing and commercial real estate in this area? Was it the construction of a new highway, the growth of a local industry, or something else entirely? Well, Rye is a unique historic village in its own environment. There's nothing dramatically changed there, but it's always become a popular destination for people wanting to get a home by the sea in a pretty conservation type environment. You can find lots of these places like Bosham in West Sussex is another one, and you can find lots of pretty little villages where you can find gems of properties in areas that will be in demand for future. And there are one or two villages between Bosham and Emsworth in Hampshire where you'll find little opportunities, you could say, because these are pretty villages in a seaside location, and they're popular for retirement or for people who want to live a little bit away from the more industrial zones in Portsmouth and Southsea. Portsmouth and Southampton. So how can you use this information to make smart investment decisions? One way is to look at real life success stories. By studying these success stories, you can gain valuable insights into what makes an area high demand and how to identify areas that are likely to follow a similar trajectory. And that's exactly what I want to share with you today, the main insight on how investing in high demand areas can lead to substantial returns. If we take the Grey Shot Hindhead area, where I live, this is a good example of an area because it's near to a railway station at Haslemere with good connections into London, less than an hour service into London, and regular service, and also good links to the south coast. It's got good links, transport links via motorway to the A3, then the M25, then any of the motorways all over the country. This has become a little bit of a hotspot, and property prices have increased dramatically in this area. So investing in high demand areas is all about doing your research, staying ahead of the curve, and being willing to take calculated risks. By looking at the factors that contribute to an area's high demand and staying informed about local market trends, you can make smart investment decisions that will pay off in the long run. In conclusion, investing in high demand areas is a key strategy for achieving financial success, but it's not without its challenges. By underestimating the common pitfalls and staying focused on the factors that drive demand, you can make smart investment decisions that will pay off in the long run. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to share your thoughts on investing in high demand areas in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe, like, and hit the subscribe button. Share the video if you like it with your friends. And if you want to contact me, then you can do so. I'm Alan at Alpus Group. My telephone number is 07539141257 or 033322241257. From outside the UK, you add +44 and drop the 0 on those numbers. You can schedule a call with me at calendly.com/AlanJE, or you can simply drop me an email at alan@alpusgroup.com. Cheers for now.